This communication activity is designed to provide you with some insight as to how communication is important and how difficult it is to communicate without the give and take of questions and answers, and how you get at what the truth is as far as people's perspective of their own conditions. So if you haven't prepared your sheet of paper already, I'm going to show you what we need to do. But what you need is a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper like this, which is a regular piece of copy paper. And what I'm going to have you do is fold it in half, like so. And then I'm just going to have you tear along that, or you could take a scissors and cut it if you like precise points. So now you have two pieces. We're going to set one of those aside because we're really just going to work with the first piece. Now this first illustration is about communication where it's a one-way street. All you're going to do is receive information, and you're not going to get to watch what I do, so I left a little quilted table runner here for you to look at while we do this exercise. But what I want you to do is to take one of those sheets of paper and place it in your hand, and then follow my directions. And this first time it's going to be just the straight directions, and we'll see how things turn out. So with your sheet of paper in your hand, I want you to fold the piece of paper in half. And you should crease the side. And now the directions are to tear off a corner. So you're going to tear off a corner. The next instructions are to fold the paper in half. And tear off a corner. One more time, let's fold that piece of paper in half. And tear off a corner. Now let's look at our pieces of paper, and I want you to compare your paper with mine. So when you did your little exercise there, does your paper look like mine? Do you have holes in the center, or holes just exactly like mine, or is there variation? Well, part of that might be due to your interpretation of my directions and not being able to talk to me about those. So some of that is indications of communication barrier. So what I'd like you to do now is we're going to take that piece of paper away, and we're going to take our other piece of paper, our other, it's roughly 5 by 9 sheet of paper here, and we're going to do the same exercise, only this time because you can't ask me questions, I'm going to sort of ask myself those same questions. So let's work through this again. So with your sheet of paper in your hands, my directions are to you to fold the paper in half. Now that poses a problem, doesn't it? Because we have an odd shaped, a rectangular shaped piece of paper, and telling you to fold it in half, you don't really know which way I'm folding it, because it does make a difference in our final design. So let me tell you that the question I would ask this person would be to tell me which pieces are you folding together. So are you folding together the short sides or the long sides? And some people have said this in classes that I've taught before. They have called it, are you folding it hot dog length or hamburger length? Well, for white Caucasian Americans and maybe some immigrants, they might know what a hot dog is, but maybe a Somalian, fresh here from another country, or Asians may not know what a hot dog is. Maybe they call it a wiener, or maybe they call it other things. So you have to be pretty precise about asking me questions. So you would ask me, are you folding it short sides together or long sides together? And I'm going to tell you to fold it with short sides together. That seems to be a good explanation of what we're going to do here. And now my directions are, you crease that side, and then my direction is to tear off a corner. So now I have to ask the person, if it's not me, so what do you mean by which corner are you intending to tear off? Well, that's important because I could have changed the rotation of my my piece of paper so that the piece, even though I say it's maybe the lower right hand corner, maybe if I turned it, it would be different from what your orientation is. So you need to ask specifically, so where is the crease on your paper? So I'm going to tell you that the crease on my paper is facing my right hand. Okay, and now I'm going to tell you to tear off a corner. Which corner? Well, I'm going to tear off the bottom right corner. That's important information, isn't it? Now we know it's the crease and the bottom right corner. Now my next directions are to fold the paper in half. So which way are you folding that paper? Because now I have a crease on one side, I still have two short sides and two long sides, and I have a tear in one piece. So what does that mean? What are you telling me you're going to do? Well, I am going to fold this top to bottom. Did I keep the fold on the right? What do you mean top to bottom? Where is your fold right now? My fold is still on my right hand, and I am going to fold it top to bottom. Oh, that's very clear to me then. And I fold it and put a crease in. And now the instructions are to tear off a corner. Okay, now which corner? Well, my last fold is at the top of my paper. Does that help? Do you need more clarity? What other question might you ask? So are all four ends open? You could ask that. That doesn't really happen. Are the four corners open on your left-hand side at the bottom? That might clarify it. Trying to think of all those things that might make sure that you're on the same page with the individuals who's doing this or who's providing you information. So I said my last fold is at the top, and I'm going to tear off the upper right corner. Just to make sure, I might ask the question, so is that corner have four thicknesses to it? Yes, because I want to make sure that it isn't the side I already tore. Next directions. Fold the paper in half. Where is this going? Well, let's say I'm a little adventurous and I want to have a different design, so I'm going to say that I'm going to fold left over right. Left over right. Now, did you leave your paper in the same rotation or did you change it? Yes, my last fold was top to bottom. The crease is still at the top. I'm going to still fold left over right. Okay. Wow. Now my paper's gotten thicker edges and it's looking very interesting. And I'm going to say tear off a corner. So is your paper in the same rotation? Your last crease is on the left-hand side. Yes, it is on my left-hand side. And where are you going to tear off this corner? I'm going to tear it off of the upper left-hand side. Now I know it's tough. If you got strong nails, you can tear it off and it will go. I've done this mini class and been able to tear off that tough corner. So that is all thicknesses. Yes, it is. And now we're going to open up our paper and see how close we are. I like the holes in the middle. So there's my paper, and how close were you? How did that feel to you? Did you get all the answers that you needed? What other questions might you have asked? And that's going to be part of the next assignment. I'm going to send you out to the next module, which is a PowerPoint with some discussion about what communication barriers are and how might you get around them. So enjoy this next talk and think of those questions that you might have asked.